Hello everyone, it's Brett here, Lionheart84, and we're looking in this video at my fifth Asian pear or Nashi pear, the one that I haven't repotted yet into a fabric pot. And this one is the Olympic, which I believe is also known as 20th century. Correct me if I'm wrong. It says it's in a 12-litre container, and it's a pyro dwarf, so like my others it's on a dwarfing rootstock. Now I've made a, for me, momentous decision today. I'm going to put this one in the ground. Now, as you know, I grow all of my trees in containers, which means that it gives me an opportunity to have a lot more trees, but they also have the downside is they generally don't thrive in containers, and the fruits tend to be somewhat lacking in numbers and undersized. So I've decided with a bit of careful planning that I'm going to plant 3 or 4 trees along here in ground amongst the containers, and I'm hoping that if I space the containers properly I'll still be able to get access to all of the trees, but I'll have the advantage of 3 or 4 of the trees, which I particularly favour and would like to get better fruits on, will hopefully do better in ground, grow a little bit more vigorously and flower and hold better fruits. And I've chosen one of these ones because it's one of the larger fruited Asian pears, if not the largest, and I believe it will produce far superior fruits in ground if the plant survives. So where I'm planning to do, you can see I do have a serious waterlogging problem in my garden, so I certainly wouldn't be planting the tree there. What I'm planning to do is move the trees out of this corner. There's a mulberry there, the remains of a jujube, a few other pots that have now got dead plants in, so I better reuse the soil. I've got a persimmon there, another mulberry, and that is my Szechuan pepper plant. My plan is to put the 4 large potted Asian pears towards this corner because it still gets quite good light in this corner, sensibly spaced, and in between the 4 of them I'm going to attempt to plant that one in ground. Now it will have the disadvantage it's going to be a lot shorter than the ones that are standing up in pots, but I also believe it will do better in ground because the roots will have a free run, so it'll probably catch up the others quite quickly, but it'll also keep it sheltered from winds or damage. So the main thing I'll have to do is obviously just make sure that I have the pots spaced far enough apart so it's got plenty of room to grow in between them. Now the other thing to bear in mind is I'll have to put the large ones in fabric pots onto slates or tiles of some sort, because I don't want them rooting into the ground, because I need them to be mobile, and also I don't want them to get excessively damaged by the roots going through the soil, and then when I move them it breaks the roots. I won't want them to compete with the tree, the Olympic, that's going to be in the middle. So I'm going to move these plants out of the way in a minute and have a little rake over of the ground, have an experiment with putting the slates down, or tiles. I've got some spare ones that someone left in the garden when I came here, and we'll see how that works out. Get back to you in the next part of the video. So very quickly, that's what I'm planning to put on the ground. I've not gone too near to the back fence because I've got 2 kiwi berries on there, young kiwi berries, which are hopefully going to keep growing and eventually provide me with cross-pollinate my other plant. But I'm hoping that will be about the right location, and then probably somewhere like this, if I put another one here, I think that I might better put the Asian pear somewhere in the middle so that I can still get round it to the other plants. But we'll have a little play around and see how that works out in a minute. Okay, so I've nearly ruptured my back trying to drag these around. Here's my little quadrant of Asian pears now. So that's the one planted in the middle in ground. I'm not going to have to disturb it and walk past it because I'll be able to walk around the back to do any maintenance. The other 4 are now standing on these tiled bases. Now I'm going to have to move them occasionally just to make sure that the roots don't find their way down through the cracks in the tiles, but I think they'll be okay for the time being. They're quite nicely spaced out, so they shouldn't stop each other growing too much. And of course the advantage of one being in the middle is I haven't staked it because I think it's going to be so sheltered by the other ones. There's no real risk of the wind or anything mechanical knocking it over. So I'm going to give these a water now because I haven't watered them since I've repotted them and moved here. I don't want to make them even heavier to move. They already weigh quite literally a ton. So I'll water the one in the ground in. I've planted it slightly higher than it was in the pot to make sure it doesn't suffer from root rot, I hope. Although that wasn't waterlogged, that area of soil, it's just where I'm standing that's particularly waterlogged and doesn't drain away. So hopefully come March we're going to see some growth in all of these and maybe get something decent happen this year with them. And I'm hoping this Hong Lee will carry on growing and that the roots will start to develop properly in this fabric pot because they're pretty dire at the moment. Anyway, thanks for watching that video. I hope it was of some interest to you. That's my plan, and gradually I think I'm going to have to do something similar with all the persimmons to space them out more so that they grow better and it's easy to get round them and maintain them and prune them as necessary. So thanks for watching the video. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel of course, share it if you think it might be of any use to anybody what I'm doing, and please click on the bell if you want to know when new videos come out. I'll catch up with you all soon. Brett out for now.